Hi everyone, this is me, Jyotika Bedi, founder of Happiness is Love. We make relationships better. Do you want to learn how to resolve your conflict in marriage? Let's talk a little bit about conflict resolution in marriage, because again, nobody really teaches us. There is no guide, there is no manual. I've been married for 2 decades, and that's why I do the work that I do at Happiness is Love, because I believe that together we can learn, we can grow, we can be our bestest versions just by sharing our learnings, our struggles, our storms, and our successes. So are you ready for this fun ride with me? Before I begin, thank you for all the love, for so much support, for all the encouragement that you all pour from across the globe. It really propels us. I'm eternally grateful. If you've not subscribed to our Happiness is Love channel, please press the subscribe button right now and the ding notification bell icon so that you can keep hearing from us. So let us talk about conflict in marriage. Well, conflict is inevitable. Conflict in marriage can lead to communication problems, usually leaves us with bad feelings like anger, resentment, revenge, and sometimes even leads to divorce. I believe that conflict is an important, healthy, and a necessary part of our marriage, but how you fight, how quickly you resolve your issues is key. Hence, having conflicts with your spouse every day is not good for your marriage. We all know that. The more conflict you have with your spouse, the more likely you are to harbor anger and resent, and more likely you are to argue and fight and not be happy in your marriage and with each other. That's why major conflicts that have to do with moral issues or conflicts that involve the safety of someone or children are a little different. And that's why today I want to address how you and your spouse can resolve regular conflicts in your marriage so that you can learn the healthy ways, you can learn the effective way to resolve your issues, because there is the right way. And I've learned and I'm learning, and that's why I'm making this video, so that it can be useful to you. You have the toolbox, you know the techniques, you know what to do, you know what not to do, and you know how to fight right. So a few questions I'd like to ask you before we get into the details of giving you the tools and the techniques. Number one, what are the major causes of conflict in your marriage? How do you mostly resolve it? Has this method worked well for you in the past? Yes or no? And you have to answer these questions very, very honestly. It's time for self-reflection. It's time for self-correction. And if you're seeing this video, obviously you're interested in learning and investing in your growth and development, because I believe that marriage is the perfect place for self-discovery. You want to know who you are, what you do, how you do it? Ask a spouse and you will get a lot of data to work on yourself. So yes, what would you like to change about the way you both engage in conflict? Please answer these questions honestly so that you're able to dive within yourself and explore and investigate on what are the things that you really want to change in yourself, so that you can engage in a more healthy way with your partner. I've noticed in my practice with couples, I've noticed that there are some themes, there are certain causes of conflicts in marriage that come up over and over again. For instance, and I've been guilty of the same, again, the goal is to educate ourselves, to learn the healthy way, to better our communication, to build skills, to learn healthy habits and upgrade our mindset and our motivation so that we can bring our best selves to our marriage. So criticism is one which is a big cause of conflict in marriages today. Quick temperaments, sarcasm, I'm guilty of the same, name calling each other, lack of healthy communication with your spouse, misunderstanding each other, trust issues, different marriage expectations, previous unresolved conflicts, differences in opinions, disagreements on money, when to have and raise kids. This is also a big one. different childhood upbringing, extramarital affairs, sex, not having enough or being deprived of it or too much, household chores and responsibilities, etc. The list can go on, but we want you to be able to resolve whatever conflict you might be having in your marriage, because resolving conflict in marriage, I know, is not easy. I'm here to tell you it is tough. It is difficult. Sometimes we don't have the tools, we don't have the techniques, we don't have the language on how to resolve the conflict. And like I said, the problem is not having conflict. The problem is, how do you resolve that conflict? How quickly you can reach reconciliation. That is key for your marriage. And I've made a lot of mistakes. I would sulk and I would taunt and I would sit on my resent and anger for days, and I realized this is not the healthy way. This is not going to help my marriage thrive or flourish. So guess what? I had to do the inner work. I had to dive deep and find answers as to why I was not able to bounce back and why I was taking so long and I was holding on to anger and resent, and what was it that I needed to resolve within myself so that I could bring my best self to my marriage. It is important that both husband and wife, or both the partners, or both the couples, try to see things from each other's perspective and have an open mind. And this is why we're so passionate about the work that we do at Happiness is Love, because we help you build empathy. We help you in learning how to communicate with awareness, learning how to communicate with understanding, empathy, and kindness. Until the time you don't have an open mind, a learning mindset, we know that there will be no results. Without action, there is no change. After each, you have to learn that in communication is not just about talking, it's also about listening. I learned that after a conflict, I would shut down, I would withdraw my communication, I would withdraw affection from my partner, and this was unhealthy. And my partner learned that we need to learn to listen to each other, to have a healthy debate. And this is the way to resolve our conflict in a positive way. And we also realize that we both need to compromise. If one cannot compromise or agree, because two people can't be angry at the same time, sometimes we realize that we have to revisit a conflict a few times or give it a day or so. It really depends on the issue, because the key was, and this is what my husband and I have learned, is to be respectful, to be loving, to be open and true to yourself. The little secret that will help you prevent conflict in your marriage is really about working on yourself, because there's nothing you can do for your partner, or your partner can do nothing for you except work on themselves, except you working on yourself. So what my spouse and I, what we did was we would find the root cause, the cause of this. If I'm withdrawing communication and I'm being snappish or taunting, is because I was able to dive deep and I was able to identify that I am feeling unheard, I am feeling unsupported, I am feeling that he's not giving me enough attention. What did I have to do? I had to learn the tools of assertion, because I realized my husband is not a mind reader. I need to assert myself. I need to ask for what I want and need. Only then he'll be able to give it. How can I expect him to read my mind? Because we all are guilty of this. We expect that the other person should read our mind, should know what I want and need. And we also become mind readers and start assuming things on our partner's behalf, and this is unhelpful. So I then signed up for courses, I practiced assertion, and today I'm at a point where I can ask for what I want and need. If I'm feeling angry and resentful, instead of complaining or blaming or pointing fingers or finding faults in my spouse, I'm able to assertively, lovingly, and respectfully ask him for his attention. I'm able to say, Sandeep, I really want us to spend time together. I'm missing us spending time together. I need your attention, or I need your help with this project. I need your support with the kids. I need a hug. And believe me, it is so empowering when you start to ask for what you want and need, because again, we're not taught to ask. We keep waiting without asking. And till the time you don't ask, how will you receive? It's really that simple. So again, learning, investing in your growth and development is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. Don't let something that is bothering you just fester. You will have to stop checking your Facebook, your Twitter, your Pinterest, or other social media accounts, and spend more time with yourself. to quiz yourself, to self-coach and ask yourself, what is it that is really bothering you? Get to the root of it. Without blame and complaint and judgment, spend time with your spouse talking about the issue that is impacting you, whether it's your family, the children, finances, whatever that is leading to these heated arguments. Don't keep it all within you and avoid it, because if you do, then you will stuff your feelings, you'll be a stuffer, and then what will happen? Boom! There'll be an explosion. You stuff your feelings, and then what happens? You don't process them, you don't acknowledge them, you don't deal with them, you don't express them. Boom! You explode, and the other person is wondering, whoa, what happened here? So always look for ways to improve yourself, because when you improve yourself, your communication style, your attitude, your behavior, you will realize it'll automatically improve your connection. Ask your spouse, what did you mean by this, Sandeep? Not in a condescending or intimidating or arrogant manner, but just coming from a place of knowing, coming from a place of curiosity, because you love each other, you care for each other. I know, Sandeep, you didn't mean to hurt me, but I felt a little hurt when you spoke to me harshly. Isn't this a healthy way of communicating your feelings? Instead of saying, you make me angry, you never listen to me, you are always so rude. The minute we say you're coming from a place of attack, coming from a place of blame, coming from a place of complaint. And we are trying to get to the bottom of it as to what is the right solution so that it is healthy, it is win-win for both you and your partner. So some of the tools that I have learned that have helped me in my marriage, and I'm still working to learn, I'd love to share with you how to resolve conflict in your marriage. Number one, have an open mind. Drop any preconceived notions you have that will prevent you from talking, sharing, discussing, and resolving conflict with your mind. Till the time you don't open your mind, you cannot open your heart. Number two, commit to solving the conflict or problem that you have. This commitment alone shows you're keen on resolving the conflict, and that would mean taking action. Seeing videos, if you're seeing this video, obviously you're committed. Seeking help. We do a lot of coaching, we do a lot of mentoring, we do a lot of counseling, because we are here. We care for your learning, your growth, your evolution, your happiness, and your success in your marriage. Reach out, seek help, read books, consume content that is inspirational, that's educational, that's going to help your growth and development. Like I said, that's the greatest gift you can give yourself. Third, pay attention and listen when your spouse is talking. This is a big one. Don't be hostile. You want to be heard while talking to your partner, so why not do the same for your spouse? Because whatever you are seeking, you're not giving. Till the time I don't give, I cannot expect to receive. So learn to be a good listener first. Practice empathetic listening and try to understand from your spouse's point of view. Not that, just because you think a certain thing a certain way, you have to have the ability to also understand from another person's perspective, because there's no right or wrong, good or bad. Emotional intelligence means, or maturity means, that we're able to understand each other's differences. We're able to accept our differences. We're able to celebrate our differences. Make sure that without knowing the cause of your conflict, it is difficult to resolve it, irrespective of the steps or plan you take. So you have to have a clear understanding of the conflict before you try to resolve it. I talk to so many couples every single day, because now couples are reaching out globally, and I'm so grateful that couples are wanting to invest in their marriage and their growth and development. And I've realized that there is sometimes not a very clear understanding of the underlying conflict. And we can only try to resolve it if we truly understand what the conflict really entails. So be careful there. Number 5, take responsibility for your actions and emotions. Don't be defensive about them. I know easier said than done. Be accountable. This is very, very important, to take responsibility of your feelings, your emotions, your actions, your thoughts. And if you're a parent, this is your prime responsibility to model to our children that we are accountable. To model to your children that you make a mistake. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to fall. It's okay to fail. You must learn from it and take accountability. Number 6, be willing to forgive your spouse or ask for forgiveness. I know this is tricky. I know this is difficult. I've been there. However, I've made videos on forgiveness. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to forgive yourself and forgive the other. Because we are making a choice of becoming slaves to our past, or we become too attached to our emotional hurt, and it's time to really learn the tools, the techniques on how, I mean, it's a skill. Forgiveness is a skill. You can learn to forgive yourself and the other, and believe me, this is it is the most empowering thing you can do. And please see our video on forgiveness. I'm sure it'll help you if you're struggling with any aspect of your life, whether it's your marriage or kids or at work. We are here for you. We care deeply, and that's why we do the work that we do at Happiness is Love, where we help each other be our bestest, grandest selves. Make sure you find solutions, a common ground, a win-win situation, and implement the solution that you both agree on. Problem really lies is when I'm not able to see the other person's point of view, and it becomes you versus me. Rather, it has to be you working with me, so that it's a win-win, so that each person feels heard, feels understood, feels respected and supported. Think like, and they say, the way you think, if you think in a win-win approach, you will take positive corrective action that will help you. And the best thing that you can do is that you can lead the way. Let's say your partner is struggling and so are you, but you can be the change maker. You can be the action taker. You can be the light at the end of the tunnel. Because in marriage, one spouse does not win while the other loses. You either win or lose together. There you have it. No more excuses for fighting and arguing about conflicts. It's about time you resolve them with your spouse. I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any concerns, please write on the comment box. We are here. We will answer your queries. Reach out to us at Happiness is Love. Thank you for all the love, the support and caring. Keep liking, sharing and subscribing, and don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed, and press the ding icon button for notifications, because we want you to hear from us. We want to hear from you. Until then, keep smiling, keep shining, keep inspiring.